Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I've got a fun video for you guys today. I just had some new makeup come in. I cannot wait to share this with you guys. I've got a couple of eyeshadow palettes here, along with a couple single eyeshadows that we're going to go through today. We're going to take a look at them. We'll do some swatches. I'll be honest, I've already opened these up and used them, and I am so excited about them, so impressed. I can't wait to show them to you guys. I also have a new highlighter today, this one here from Laura Mercier that I showed you guys in my most recent declutter and collection video. I actually picked this up from Marshall's about a month ago, but I haven't used it yet, so we're going to use it together today. Then of course we'll just fill in the gaps with some other old favorites of mine. Hope you guys are excited about it. Before we get into the makeup in the video, I want to give a special welcome to any of you that are new visitors to my channel. Hope that you enjoyed this video today. If you do, please consider giving it a big thumbs up and subscribing before you leave. Also make sure notification bell is turned on if you'd like to be notified each time I upload a new video. And with all of that said, let's get right into the makeup. Alrighty, you guys, I already have my foundation on, so let me just walk you guys through what I have on so far. I did use a combination of the Misha BB Cream. I used the shade number 23 today. This is the one that looked a little bit kind of grayish. I also used my Flower Get Real Serum Foundation. This one is in the shade Nude L3. I mixed those two equal parts. I do feel like it might be just a hair light for me today. Hopefully my bronzer can help us out with that. And then for my concealer, I used the Tarte Ultra Creamy Concealer. For my brows, I did already do my brows. I used my e.l.f. Shape and Stay Wax Stick, the Benefit Precisely My Brow in the shade number 3, and then the ABH Brow Freeze on top. And that is as far as I got. So let me walk you guys through what I ended up grabbing. So I ordered from Beauty Bay for the first time in my life. I had never ordered anything from Beauty Bay before. I got 3 of the Nabla Cutie palettes. I actually wanted to pick up 4, but the Coral palette is out of stock both on Beauty Bay and on Ulta's website. I ended up picking up these 3. They're pretty pricey for how small they are, but you guys, I am such a big fan of these little cutie palettes, as I have said in so many recent videos. And I can't wait to show these ones to you guys today. I've actually already gone through all of the palettes. They came on Saturday. Today is actually Monday, and I was just in a mood Saturday. I needed some retail therapy. I needed to do some swatches to get me through the day on Saturday, and it did the trick. These things are so pretty. I did already use the Nude one. This is so beautiful. And then I picked up these 2 right here. I've kind of dabbled and swatched a little bit in these already. I will, as we're going through them, insert swatches and all of that for you guys so you can have a look at how these look swatched on my arm and kind of compare to each other. For today, for the look that we're going to be doing today, I'm actually kind of thinking about dabbling in each of these. We'll kind of see when we come to that point. I'm a little bit annoyed at my nail color today because I don't feel like it's going to match any of these palettes, which is kind of a hindrance for me. You guys know. You know how I am. I did also pick up 2 individual shadows from them because, you know, free shipping. Sometimes you have to spend an extra couple dollars to get the free shipping. So before we get into it, actually, I'm going to pin my hair out of the way. It's kind of driving me crazy today. I ran out of mousse, and I have not been able to track down the mousse that I love, the one that I get from Sally Beauty Supply. So be ready for some potential bad hair days ahead. Okay, so let's go through each of these 3 palettes. The first one I picked up, I think is so adorable. This is the Wild Berry palette. Oh my goodness, you guys, this thing looks so pretty. I did swatch some of these shades on Saturday. Haven't used this one yet, but I have swatched some of these. It is absolutely adorable. This shade down here, which is called Alchemy 2, it's a beautiful light kind of blue, green, purple duochrome. Hopefully that's a little bit better. I feel like my lights were getting a little bit bright. This is so beautiful though. I think these are such pretty shades. This palette actually kind of reminds me of the Mauves palette by Juvia's Place. I don't know that I have time to do that comparison today, but maybe I'll throw that up on my Instagram. I know my Instagram is kind of non-existent. It is my intention one of these days to hop back on there. But I'm gonna go ahead and insert for you guys right now a close-up of this palette so you can see how cute the packaging is. I will insert some swatches of these on my arm. I mean, I hope you guys can catch how beautiful, especially this duochrome shade is, the shade Alchemy 2. It is such a beautiful shade because it's kind of like a blue, green, purple with like a hint of pink in it as well. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do on my eyes for a look today, but I do kind of want to dip into this one for this dark kind of brownish purple shade right here. I love these types of shades so much. If I had to pick one shade to throw in my outer corner to really smoke things out, it would be like a purpley red, kind of like this. I just love the packaging on this. It's got like the little lattice and then the berries on top. It reminds me of like a cartoon storybook from like Goldilocks or Little Red Riding Hood or something. Next up is the Nude Cutie palette. This one I did wear on my eyes yesterday in full, and it is so stunning. It has some really interesting formulas. It has these 2 mattes right here that remind me a lot of the Natasha Denona Cream to Powder formula. They're kind of like a more creamy matte. They're not powdery. They have almost like a sheen to them. They feel kind of creamy, I guess, as the name implies. You guys know how much I love that formula from Natasha, and this one is really beautiful as well. I love this shade right here. It's a really nice kind of beigey but slightly rosy transition shade. It's absolutely stunning. I'm going to go ahead and right now insert for you guys a close-up of the packaging of this one, also the shadows swatched on my arm so you can see how they look compared to each other. I do love that this one includes a black. Now I'm not one to go for a black as often as I like going for like a brown or a plum, but I did use this palette yesterday and smoked out just my outer like lash line with this black right here, and it looked so beautiful. So another fun one. This one's a lot more simple. I mean, you don't get a ton of depth out of this one unless you use the black, but I kind of like that. Sometimes I like a nude look that just looks a little bit more soft. And again, the packaging, I mean, hello, I love the packaging of these palettes. Last but not least is the Midnight palette. You guys know how much I love my blue eyeshadows. Not really. I love swatching them. I don't wear them all that often, but I couldn't pass up on this navy blue and this teal right here, and I had to try this one. I doubt that I'll ever really be using this unless it's for like a look for fun, but oh my goodness, look at that neon cobalt blue. That is absolutely stunning. I wish I was brave enough to wear this out and about. I think it'd be fun to create a look with that one. I thought about doing that today, like doing something really bold and outside of my comfort zone. I don't think I'm gonna go quite that bold. Perhaps we'll go for this one. Look at this blue right here. It's kind of like a silvery teal blue. I'm sorry, you guys, the sun is rising, so it's just progressively getting lighter and lighter every couple of minutes. So it's hard for me to like constantly be adjusting my lighting or camera settings, but goodness sakes, you guys, look at this shade. I mean, that is unlike any shade that I have. I have a lot of like turquoise or teal shades, but none of them have a duochrome. This one does have kind of a duochrome effect to it. I don't know if you guys can catch that in the light, but it's absolutely beautiful. Maybe we'll try that one out today. We shall see. It also includes a bronze, which I thought was kind of fun. It's a really nice looking bronze. There it is on the top right there. So I will insert for you guys right here a close-up of the packaging of this one. And of course the shadows swatched on my arm, so you can take a look at how they look next to each other. Very excited about these. I think we'll try and dip into all of these today. I'm not quite sure what we're gonna do yet. We'll probably do like some basics with this, and then I might go with this teal right here. Maybe we'll do something kind of colorful, and then maybe smoke things out with this kind of purpley shade right there. I'm not really sure. We'll kind of see in just a minute, but let's first go through the two singles that I got. These are both really interesting. I got the shade Water Dream. This one I have kind of dabbled in and played with a little bit. It is super pretty. It's a really sheer kind of glitter topper. I almost think of this as like the top coat for your eyes. very sheer, but it has a really nice subtle sparkle to it. Oh, it's so pretty. And by sparkle I mean like microscopic tiny little particles of glitter that are just really iridescent and sheer and beautiful. Probably could put this on top of any eyeshadow just to give it a little extra pop and shine. It's not going to give you a ton of color. It doesn't have a lot of pigment in it, but it has a really interesting kind of sparkle effect to it, which is really lovely. This one is the shade Alchemy. This is one that you guys have actually told me about for years. In fact, I think when you guys first recommended Nabla to me years and years ago, one of you mentioned you've got to try out the shade Alchemy. So I finally did, and you were right. This is stunning. Look how beautiful this shade is, you guys. Ooh, baby. Just take a look at that, you guys. Can you see how beautiful that is? I want to compare this to the Alchemy 2 that's in the Berry palette, just so you can see how they compare. This one's just a little bit lighter. It doesn't have the strong purple iridescence. It's more of like a pink iridescence. So hopefully you guys can kind of see those two there. They're very different from each other, but I can see how they're like sisters. Big sister, little sister. So that's what we'll be playing with today. We're gonna see if we can come up with a really beautiful eye look. But first off, I wanna finish off with my face because I look pale as a ghost right now, you guys. We're gonna go to my Marc Jacobs bronzer. I mentioned to you guys that I don't use this bronzer as much as I feel like I should, and I do really like it. I've been trying to use it a little bit more recently, and every time I pull it out and force myself to use it, I'm like, it is really good. Why is it that I never reached for this one though? It's a really nice shade, really nice matte formula. So I do want to quickly apologize to you guys for the last couple of weeks. I have just been kind of MIA. We've just had some crazy stuff going on, family related, COVID related. I don't know, I hate to talk about COVID on my channel because I feel like it's such a divisive topic. I know that we all have been through a hellish 2 years, and we all have different personal experiences with it and opinions on everything, and so I don't want to bring any of those specifics up because it's such a divisive topic. But does anyone else feel this is how I've kind of been feeling? And it's especially been like, it's come to a point in the last couple of weeks where I just feel like, oh my gosh, I've had this realization that I don't know that this is ever going to end. And by end, I don't even necessarily mean like COVID per se, but just the craziness in the world related to COVID and the fallout from COVID. I just am like, I don't know that it's ever going to end. Really quickly before we get to that, I'm going to go in with this blush right here in the Samantha March palette. By the way, this blush, oh my gosh, it is so, so pretty. Kind of the way I've felt this whole last 2 years since 2020 is I go through these cycles, and maybe some of you can relate to kind of feeling this way, where something will happen or like some data will come out, or kind of like there's a news story or whatever, where every like 3 to 6 months there'll be this like little light, like, oh, maybe things are gonna like take a turn for the better, or like there's light at the end of the tunnel, and then boom, that light is shut down. And then again, maybe a couple months later, there's this light again at the end of the tunnel that I can see, and then again the door gets closed. And then it's happened like so many times. And in the last like week, and this kind of has to relate to some personal in my family, in my immediate family, related to COVID stuff going on, which I think has kind of exacerbated things. But I've come to this realization that like, oh my gosh, that light feels like a mirage. It feels like it's not even real. Like I just am feeling this sense of like, I don't know that I can take this anymore kind of feeling. And I again, I hate to bring this up because I just know how personal I think our feelings all are related to COVID and how different they are. So we're certainly not going to get into the details of my thoughts and feelings on COVID in general at all today, but I simply just want to say that to kind of hopefully maybe some of you guys can relate to feeling that. Maybe if you're feeling that way too, just know that you are not alone. I think a lot of us are feeling that way right now. It is hard. It has been really hard. We're actually having rumors going around in our school right now that like, I don't know, we might be talking about another shutdown, and I'm thinking like, seriously? When is this gonna end? Like, it's never gonna end. So that's kind of where my head has been lately. And again, we've had some stuff going on which has kind of taken me away from my channel, and things have been a little bit stale lately. But I'm hoping, I mean, maybe things are gonna start getting better here soon, and everyone will stop thinking and talking about the pandemic, and we can all just go back to normal. But I kind of feel like we all kind of know maybe that's never gonna happen. I don't know. I hate to be a downer, but that's kind of how I feel. So there it is. Take it or leave it. I do not claim to be right. That's just how I'm feeling. Now we're gonna go in with a highlighter. Maybe that will make us feel a little bit better. This is the Laura Mercier Matte Radiance Baked Powder. I found this at a Marshall's recently for like 10 bucks, and I've never tried out a product from Laura Mercier. Can you guys believe that? So we're gonna try this one out today. It looks to be more like a subtle highlight. You guys know how I feel about my highlighters. Hopefully this will actually do something for me. Okay, I definitely am seeing it. It actually kind of reminds me of the Essence Pure Nude highlighter. It's a lot more diffused and subtle rather than shimmery. It's pretty though. You guys ever tried this product out? Do they even make this product anymore? That's something I probably should have checked before filming this video today, but if they do, I will link it for you guys down below. Okay, that looks very, very pretty. I feel like my skin looks a little bit more closely matched to my neck. I'm still bugged about my nails. Okay, get over the nails, Mandy. Move on. Now for the fun part. Let's jump into the eyeshadows. So I do want to start off by going into the Cutie palette right here. This transition shade, which is called Latex Nude. Oh my goodness, you guys. I wore this the other day. This might be one of my, I mean, I don't generally get super excited about transition shades, but once in a while there will be one that I'm like, oh, there's something special about that. And that's kind of how I felt about this one. So we're going to take my Rephr number 16 brush. Am I too bright again? I don't know. Or maybe I'm too dark. I don't know, guys. I can't win this one. We're going to pop that in my crease. Actually, hold on. I have got some creasing. I put my foundation and my eye primer and my concealer on like an hour and a half ago, and they're a little bit creasy right now. Creasy. Did I say greasy or creasy? I kind of feel like I mixed those two consonants together. I'm gonna just run that through my crease. Maybe that's where my confusion came. Hopefully you guys will be able to pick up just kind of, I don't know. I mean, again, it's a transition shade. It's supposed to be kind of subtle, but I just love the color of it. It's like this perfect mix of like a beige and also a little bit of pink, but also it's not too warm, but it's not cool. It's so pretty. I love it. Alright, now I'm going to take my Rephr number 2 brush, this little smudge brush. We're going to run this same color on the lower lash line. I'm really kind of building it up in there. I'm going to run it underneath. So speaking of makeup again, outside of my own YouTube channel, I've been really disengaged from things lately I've just been dabbling and like trying to keep up on what's going on out in the makeup world. I'm sure you guys have probably noticed, but I did notice recently that there's some new things that some people have been talking about. And I'm curious, what are you guys, what's really catching your attention right now? Like, I've heard a lot of things about the newer Charlotte Tilbury foundation that I've never tried a Charlotte Tilbury foundation. There's a part of me that doesn't want to because she has caught me with everything of hers that I have tried. And I kind of don't want to get sucked into buying another makeup product that is way more expensive than I'm comfortable with, but gotta be honest, I'm tempted. So let me know. Is there something that you guys think I really need to try that you'd really like to see me try? I'm on the lookout. But let's see, where do we want to go next? I'm trying to decide, you guys. Do I want to go this route today? I mean, that's like colorful mermaid tail. Or there's also this bronze in here I haven't tried yet. That's kind of boring, but would go with my nails, which you know is important to me. Should we spice it up? Should I go for something colorful? Ooh, actually, what if we do this? Okay, hang on, I have an idea. Let's see how these two shades look next to each other. So this is the Alchemy 2, and then this is the kind of mermaid color, Quiet Storm. And then we could deepen things up with the plum in here. Should we do it? Let's do it. Nothing like a colorful eye look to put you in a good mood. So I'm going to actually start by going in with the darker plum in here. I want to do my outer corner first and then come in with the shimmery teal because I don't want to knock all the glitter off when I kind of smoke things out in my outer corner. So I'm just taking a little bit onto my Rephr number 14 brush. Funny story about this brush. I actually have a brush from Morphe that looks just like this brush that somehow made it into my Rephr brushes, and so I've been using it. I was using it for like the last week thinking that it was my Rephr brush and wondering why is it so scratchy all of a sudden, and I was wondering if like, oh no, my Rephr brushes are wearing out. And finally I was like, Kate, no, there's something wrong with this brush, and I finally looked closer at the handle and realized it was a Morphe brush, and it was not my Rephr brush that I love and is so deliciously soft. I know they're an investment, but you don't need a lot of them, honestly. Just this and the number 16. I mean, I love my number 2 brush too. But those 3 brushes would set you up for life for eye looks. A little bit more on the other side. It is quite purple. Like, that's more purple than it looks in the pan. Not mad at it, but kind of was expecting a little more like a brownish purple. But it's quite plum in tone. So this is going to be a pretty colorful look today. Maybe I should repaint my nails before I do my outro. Come on, Mandy, only a crazy person would do that. Beautiful. Let's move over to the teal now. So this is the shade Quiet Storm inside the Midnight palette. Very, very fun shade. Look at that, you guys. Oh my goodness. I showed these to Charlie on Saturday. I love having a girl. Oh my gosh, you guys, it is so fun. She's so fun. She came in here and was looking at, she loves looking at my eyeshadows, which you know, I mean, oh, nothing like melts my heart more than like sharing a love for eyeshadow with Charlie, but she was just like going nuts over especially this palette right here, as you can probably imagine. It was so much fun. Another funny story about Charlie. So yesterday I was down here getting ready. We're actually getting ready to leave for church in the morning, and she comes down here often and will kind of dabble in. She knows what palettes she's allowed to kind of play in, and she'll kind of play in them, and she loves to wipe colors under her eyes. Like, she'll put some on top and then some under. She took a shimmery bright red, it was actually from the Mulan palette, and she swiped it underneath her eyes right before we were supposed to leave for church, so I had to kind of wipe it off. But then it looked like it looked like she was like sick, like she had pink eye or something. So of course she had to go to church with like big red bags under her eyes. People were probably like, what is going on? I almost should have just left it there, because then they at least would have known it was just eyeshadow. Okay guys, this shade is seriously, I mean, it's beautiful, but it is bold. Like, that is super bold. Not for the faint of heart. Okay, now I'm going to go into the Alchemy 2 shade right here, and we are going to kind of overlap this and the teal together. Those actually pair really well together. A Okay, there we have it. Let's add, let's see. Actually, I'm gonna go jump back over to the Nude palette, to this darker shade right here. It is basically the same shade, but just a little bit darker with a little bit more brown in it. We're gonna run that under my lower lash line and kind of right along this outer corner right here, just to add a little bit more depth without getting too dark, right in this outer lower lash line right there. Now let's add some liner. Today I'm going to go with my Wet n Wild liner. I've actually been really into the gel liner. Favorites video, watch out for this thing. I am loving that lately. But we're going to add this today. I'm just going to take it under my waterline, just on the outer corner. And then my upper lash line. Kind of a smudgy wing. Really kind of load that up there. And then I'm going to take my... Actually, let's go back to the number 2 brush. We're going to dab just the very tip into this plum color. And I do want to put this on top of that liner that I just put down. Not really smudging too much. I'm just kind of topping that liner with this color. Kind of maintain some of that purplishness. Now for mascara. Okay, you guys, this is kind of embarrassing. If you happen to see my video just yesterday where I went through all my mascaras and decluttered a few, you might have seen me throw away this mascara right here from Butter London. So I pulled it back out a couple of days ago. It was just sitting right there in my garbage can, right at the top, untouched, just like an uneaten donut, and the George Costanza in me couldn't take it. I pulled it back out and I was like, I want to try this thing out. So if you did miss that declutter video, basically I decluttered this mascara because I did get it in a BoxyCharm about 2.5 years ago. I never did open it up, but yes, I pulled it back out of the trash and I used it, and I'm kind of in love with this mascara now. So we're gonna use it today. Honestly, you guys, this stuff is amazing. I love what this does for my lashes. Now, it's kind of hard to find now. They don't sell on Ulta's website anymore. I did look online, and the only places I could find this was on the Butter London website and also the Nordstrom Rack website. So check there if you're interested in this, but I'm going to use it again today. I'm going to add a couple coats of this. I will be right back and we'll finish off with the lips. And there are the finished eyes, you guys. Hopefully you can kind of see the mascara. So worth it. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to lips. So why don't we do a combination that I've really been into lately. First off, I'm going to take my Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude lip liner and just overline my lips just a little bit with this. Then I'm going to take this from Sydney Grace. This is the Sydney Grace lip creams. I think these are called their lip creams. This one's in the shade Kaylee. It's really beautiful, like rosy, mid-tone rosy nude. These are such a nice formula and they smell like cupcakes. Oh, so pretty, so nice. So I have also been adding this on the top. So this is from KKW Beauty. This is the #1 nude lipstick. Basically anything that's really, really light, almost concealer-like pinky nude. I'm just going to pop that on top, kind of in the center. There we go. That just kind of adds a little highlight to the center, lightens it up just a little bit. And there we have it, you guys. This is the completed makeup look. I'm actually pretty happy that we did the colorful look today. I mean, Charlie's going to love this. I mean, look at that mermaid scale kind of color. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful palettes, beautiful formula. I can't wait to keep playing with these. You guys, I can't recommend these enough. They are a little bit pricey. They're $24 a piece, which is a lot considering you only get 6 shadows inside each one. But you guys, I can't say enough good things about the formulas in these little palettes. They remind me so much of Natasha Denona, but maybe even funner packaging and color combinations. I absolutely love them. I can't wait to add these to my collection. I am still eyeing. I think I have one more left to get. I think it's the coral one, but I'm determined to pick them all up. I think they are all incredible. If you are interested in these, keep an eye on either the Ulta website or the Beauty Bay website. I did get mine for 20% off. They were doing a sale on Beauty Bay. That definitely helped. I think it put them all below $20, which I think, again, is totally worth it. I would still pay full price for these because I do think they are that amazing. But let me know what you guys thought. How did you guys like this makeup look today? Do you want to see me come back and maybe do a dedicated video with one or more of these with any specific shade that caught your attention? That blue, you guys dying to see me in some blue eyeshadow. Thank you guys for stopping by today. Thanks for being patient with me. I know it's been a crazy couple of weeks. My upload schedule has been all over the place. I'm hoping that it'll get a little bit better as things kind of calm down, although who knows, when are things going to calm down? Thank you guys for your patience. Thank you for your support, for watching. I really appreciate you guys. I hope that you guys are doing well. Let me remind you one more time, if you haven't done it yet, I hope you'll consider subscribing before you leave. But that is all for now. Thanks again. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.